Hello, I'm live and I'm here with my wife, Kimmy. And I asked her if she wanted to be a part of our live stream tonight and do the drawing with me and click the picker wheel. Because this is the fourth live stream today where we are doing a drawing. So if you've been with me for the others, you know I like to teach a little concept from the book, Shift the Field. I feel so tall. Let me see if I can become, whoa, and now I'm short. I thought Kimmy and I together could talk about a concept from the book, and then we will do a drawing. Just a quick recap in case you don't know. I am launching my book. It launched today on Amazon. And if you want to learn about our launch, I'm just going to put the link in here, shiftthefield.com. And what's happening is we are giving away a bundle of gifts. Hi, Marianne. Yay, I hope people listen to us together on your live stream today. This is a live stream on your podcast. So if you go to shiftthefield.com, it'll give you the information. You can watch a little video about the new book, and you can put in your receipt number from purchasing on Amazon, and you will be able to get a whole bunch of prizes, including a discount to an upcoming event, some free training that Kimmy's, are we on Instagram right now? Some free training that actually helps you apply the principles from the book much quicker. And I was going to pull up my bestseller, but we did make it into bestsellers on Amazon in 6 different categories. We hit #1, so this is very, very exciting. I'm just clicking over business and money, and then I think it was coaching was one of the categories. There were a few different categories where we hit #1. So thank you, and it's super exciting. So we are thinking about what topic we want to talk about. I gave Kimmy a couple of options. So on the live stream earlier today, I spoke about how to stop coaching your spouse. So that was a good one. You'll have to go watch it, and you can add your 2 cents.
Yes, I will.
But there were two topics. One is around validation, and the other is around surrender. And both are pieces of this structure that we teach in the book, which is how to facilitate holding space for transformation. So I'm curious if you prefer we chat about surrender or validation. Put it in the comments. I'm going to put Marianne's comment. Hello. And Manda, thank you. Manda, thank you for your support on reaching bestseller and capturing that. Okay.
Vote for surrender.
So we have a vote for the topic of surrender. Thanks for playing. So in the book, there are 3 stages to the anatomy of a transformation. The first is commitment. I talked about that a little bit in the last live stream. And the second is what I call the sourced experience. And a sourced experience can happen to you in life, like something happens in your life that is really from source, but it might not seem that way in the moment. It might seem like shit hitting the fan, right? But in that experience, it causes you to surrender. It's like, okay, obviously I'm not in control here. And so I'm going to let go and let God, right? Or really allow myself to see something new. That's really surrender. And so the goal of facilitating transformation is that you don't have to attract these massive contrast experiences in your life that force you to surrender, but that you're in a safe container where you feel held and loved and nurtured, and you willingly surrender and see something new. So that's, kind of the first part of the sourced experience. It's release, receive, rise. And release is all about releasing control or about surrendering. And so what's amazing about this is if we, the dog wants to come and say hello too.
Oswald is surrendering his love.
If we are committed to our transformation, surrender is it. I'm not going to say it's easy, but like it just happens. Like we have the opportunity to surrender. But ideally, right, it's like we feel safe, we feel nurtured, we feel supported, and we can allow ourselves to see a new view. And that's where, as a coach or a facilitator, you can come in with your intuitive magic and help your client to see the truth. So when you think about surrender, and obviously you've been to countless retreats at this point, along with your own transformational journey, what do you think of when you think of that releasing of control so you can finally see something new?
Well, the first thing that comes up is how much more pleasant it is to approach like a volcanic situation. You know, let's say you just get in a car accident or you get pulled over or whatever, you know, happens, to just pause in that moment and go, if this was happening for me, what would my reaction be? And to me, as somebody that has lived their whole life very vigilant and in control, or at least thinking I was always in control of everything, it's much more peaceful on my inner self and in my heart and my adrenals and all the things. And I can, I just think it tacks on more years to my life. And I think you can start to see things,
so that's like
a new level.
In a dramatic situation, if you can pause and release control and go, okay, how is this happening for me? That helps.
Yeah.
And what about in a situation on retreat with a coach, with support structure? What are some of the things that help you to feel safe to release control?
Trusting that spirit always has my back, trusting that source is that whatever higher evolution there is, that higher evolution is always working for our greatest and highest good, always. That's, you know, and I always think about that. That's just like my true north, what I go back to. And so just trusting that all the situations, even though maybe in my eyes view doesn't necessarily feel like the thing that I would have wanted for the outcome or wanted to happen, just simply trusting that all is well, everything's unfolding perfectly.
And so if you're leading your client through a transformational experience, you want to think about how do you support your client in understanding that. This stage of releasing control, like a lot of times, okay, if you're a coach and you sign a new client and then something happens in their life that makes it seem like it was a terrible idea that they hired you or that they invested in this service. It's like it pops up like that, but that really is their opportunity to surrender and say, okay, this is actually happening for me. So if you're leading the retreat and we've co-led retreats, you've been in the back of the room a million times, like what are the things that are important to help clients know that they're in the right place in the process, as opposed to going, oh my gosh, this feels out of my control. Let me like dig in, let my ego take over and try to hold on.
It's kind of a hard question.
I'm totally putting Kimmy on the spot here. I just asked her like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, you might have to ask me more of like a more narrowed view of
what
that
things
question.
Make people feel safe on retreat?
Well, having a container of consent, I think, where, you know, you've established good boundaries ahead of time, that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of thought process. I think it's just an energetic piece. I think people get in a room and if they're tuned in, they'll feel energetically safe by the person who's leading the room, by the people in the room. They'll feel safe that the people are not going to share about their experience unless there's consent. So having those good boundaries put out there early on is the most important piece, in my opinion. And then I think the most fun part is just to realize that safety at the end of the day is just one giant illusion. And I think that takes a little while for people to get to. I don't think you can go from living in a world where you think that safety is a reality, and then all of a sudden jump to like, hey, it's a giant illusion. But really, at the end of the day, safety is just one giant illusion. Like, what are we trying to keep safe from? I don't know. I mean, I do things all day long, every day that put me in unsafe positions, and I think I do it a lot of times just to kind of challenge that container of safety a little bit, just to flex that muscle. But that's just
yes, me. And you're also the most vigilant person around safety.
And I do that to help to balance all of that, because trying to feel safe was a debilitating energy that I lived in for years, always trying, and so it becomes all consuming. And so I'm like, well, what if I played with, what would it be like if safety was an illusion? When I move throughout my day, I ask myself that question throughout the day.
One of the things that you said that I really want to highlight for people is it's an energetic, like people feel. So if you're holding the container of support for even an individual client or a group, people feel your energetic sense of safety, your energetic, and safety isn't even the right word, your trust in source that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when it doesn't look that way to the client. Because when they start making changes in their life, it's going to feel really unstable to them, right? When they start to say yes to shifting the field and totally changing their life, it's going to feel really unstable. And so your confidence and your certainty that this is going perfectly, right, even if it seems like maybe it's not, makes a difference. And when someone's shifting the way they show up in life, things are going to fall away. That's part of the process. It's the law of surrender, right? We have to, or the law of sacrifice. We have to sacrifice something of a lower nature in favor of something of a higher nature. And so when you as the guide can be really clear and confident that that's what's happening, right? Obviously not in a way that you're overriding their intuition. You have your client check in, but let them know, like, it's okay if they are happy that things are falling away, or it's okay if they know their life is getting better, even though it doesn't look very good, right? Helping hold the space for that. That's our job as leaders when the client is in this releasing control stage. Any questions? Yes, loss is natural progression of growth. It really is, right? We have to let go of, like, we can't hold all the things at the same time. So something's got to give way in favor of the new thing coming through. And, you're talking about, as the client, kind of practicing that, trusting that all is unfolding perfectly. And by the way, part of my goal with the book is that you have those clients that they're in for their transformation and they know that that's the process.
I was trying to get him off the bark. I knew he was going to bark. It's okay, Oswald.
Ozzy says,
he agrees.
Give away the prize. Give away the prize. All right. Yeah. So that's what we've got for releasing control. We'll release control of this Oswald dog who is wants his presence to be known. So let's share the screen over here so you guys can see the picker wheel and hopefully get excited to win. Put your good vibes out. I'm going to first draw for a new course that we have called Sourced Magic in Action. This is where you take a quiz and you find out what your primary mode of intuition is. And then there's a whole training about how do you design your business model around it. So super fun. All right, so here we go. Sourced Magic in Action.
Oh, those names on there.
Yeah, these are all people who have bought the book and claimed their bonus bundle before we started this live stream. Comp list 8. Is it just me, or does that look like
I think we gotta spin again.
do you think that's a real email?
I think we gotta spin again.
Okay, we'll spin again. Got to put in your name. We're not going to do anything bad with your name.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they put their name in because they didn't want it published on the picker wheel.
Everything is sourced. Even the picker wheel's not in control.
Hannah McKittrick. Woo! I think Hannah is already in Sourced Magic in Action, so I wonder if we should spin again. Hannah, what I'm going to do, our next prize is a sticker. I'm going to send you that, but we'll still draw for that. And we're going to go again for Sourced Magic in Action.
Okay. This is a long spin.
It is a long spin.
Oh, you go, boy. Beth.
Okay, it's
Okay.
Beth. Beth, I know we have your email, so we will find Beth for Sourced Magic in Action. And now we are going to spin for a sticker. Oh, a sticker, we have stickers. It says, I am magical, I am receptive, I am potent, I am light, I am source. Selena! Woo! All right. So Selena, we will find your info and get that in the mail to you also. I don't know. My team has put together our picker wheel and we only know what people have put in.
Okay.
So that's where we're at. If everybody can give Kimmy Ward some love for joining me today. Anything else you want to say?
I can't think of anything. I'm happy to be a part of this. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Wonderful accomplishment.
Thank
And
you.
I can't wait
you.
until it comes out on Audible so I can listen to it.
Yes, everybody who's been asking me about the audiobook, it will be coming because it is the only way I can get my wife to read my work. So I have to read it to her. Thanks for being here. We will do another drawing at 10 a.m. Central tomorrow. So 10, 1, 4, and 7 again tomorrow. So that's the motivation to get your book and go put your name and email in at shiftthefield.com. So your name gets put in the picker wheel.
I will be here in spirit tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Bye.